Grow, Sell, and Retire is a podcast for aspirational entrepreneurs and inspirational business owners who want to work less, earn more, and even more importantly, have an awesome time while doing it. Your host, B.D. Dalton, author of True Gravity, is here to give you the systems, processes, and actions for you to create the wealth that you've always dreamt about. Get your pencil, paper, and brain ready for secrets and top tips from his 25 years of experience in helping people build wealth. Here's your host, B.D. Dalton.
Welcome back to Grow, Sell, and Retire. I'm B.D. Dalton, author of True Gravity, bringing you insights. Today we're going to talk about sell and the 3 things that people will buy from your business. And no, we're not talking about the consumers. I'm talking about the people that want to come in. And when you want to sell your business, this is the things, or these are the ideas or the concepts that they're actually going to buy from you. I talk a lot in Space Camp, which is my online course, and in the book about what people will buy from you when they come to buy your business, or how you create enterprise value. And enterprise value for me is the value of your business today, or the paychecks that you can derive from actually using that business as a cash generator. So when somebody comes to buy your business, I talk about 6 spokes and all these different things about that. But what they will buy is they will buy the profits. So when you start to look at your clients, you need to figure out which ones are profitable. And this is a hard thing to do because when we start off, everybody that can fog a mirror becomes our client. So you don't think about profitability. You think about just another paycheck coming through the door. And that's very, very challenging when we start to get back and look at businesses. I was talking to 7 different businesses this week. And before they met me, they didn't know how to look at their clients individually and figure out if they were profitable. And it's not horrible because all we do is get out there and we fight for the blessed turnover. And turnover is vanity, man. Turnover is just, say, I've got 2 million pounds in turnover, 3 million pounds, 10 million pounds in turnover. Yeah, but what are you spending to make that turnover? And if they're coming in and saying, I make 10, but I spend 9.5. You know what? I'd rather have a very small business that turns over 1 million pounds and takes home 500,000 rather than 10 million and turns over 500,000 or takes home 500,000, because that's a big challenge. You have lots of employees. That is no fun to have that many employees, that many headaches, that many clients, and take home the same as the guy down the street selling 1/10 as much as you. And they're beating you. Their business is more valuable than your business. That's just insanity. Complete insanity. So do not base your business on turnover. Base it on your profitability, because that's what they're going to buy from you. They're going to come in and look at the profitability of your business, and that's what they're going to buy. The higher the profitability, the higher the value of your business. Whether you're talking about PE ratios or multiples or whatever you're talking about, that's it. That's really where we're coming from. So you got profitability, but guess what? They're going to look at the growth. So it's not just about whether you've kept making that 500,000 per year and just keep turning over, and just cranking it out. They're going to look at it and say, you know what? We got profits, but are they growing? Because if they're growing, that's what we're buying. We're buying the future potential, the blue sky. What's going to happen in the future with this business? So if I'm going to buy and just turn it into a paycheck, that's great. But if I'm buying and just turning it into a paycheck, if I pay you 1 million pounds or 3 million pounds for your 500,000 pounds worth of profit, it's going to take me 3 or 6 years to pay that off. So it's not profitable for me. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the growth potential. If I buy your business, it's 500,000 profit this year, then guess what? I want it to be 600,000 next year and 700,000 next year and 1 million the next year, because guess what? I can pay you off sooner. I can pay off that debt to the bank or back into my bank account and keep it going forward. So we're buying the profits and we're buying the growth of those profits. And those are the big things. So when I talk about things in Space Camp and True Gravity, when people come to see me individually, we really focus on making sure that they're looking at those profits, and that those profits are, guess what? You can make more money with less clients if you can figure out your profitability factors. I know this is simple for people that are in big corporations and say, you know what? I can cut some overheads here. I can get rid of this factory over here. We can shut down this plant. We can do this type of stuff. But when you're an entrepreneur fighting your way against being an entrepreneur, you want to make sure you understand some of the numbers in your business. All the numbers would be great, but some of the numbers specifically are their clients' profitability. And I was working through with one of my clients this week, and I was going through one of the systems that we use to make sure that we scale up or figure out how the clients are paying us and if they're paying us enough. And we came up with a PITA scale. And that's the pain in the backside. You can use the A word, but the pain in the backside factor. So when you're looking at your clients, and you're looking at how much money they're paying you, how much of a PITA are they? How much do they get in the way? How many resources do they take up? Your team, are they on the phone with them all the time? Does it take 3 salespeople to go out and see them? Do you need to visit them and fly to Akron, Ohio or Aberdeen, Scotland to make sure that you're seeing those clients? How far away, how much of a pain in the backside are they of the PITA scale? And are they the type of clients that you want to have? So we're looking at profits. We've looked at growth. And now here's the big one. This is sustainability of those profits or the sustainability of that growth. So how can you consistently make sure that you're going to be repeating, getting those clients and that money through the door? How do you do that? So if you're a recruiter, this is so difficult because recruiters don't have the ability. They're selling all the time, always selling. Recruiters are just selling, which isn't a horrible thing, but it makes it very hard to value their business. I know you can do it, but it's not the same type of thing when we start to look at people that are on 5-year contracts. And when you're looking at people that repeatedly buy and are sticky, like for accountancy firms or financial advisors, those clients that just keep coming back, those are easier to measure. But when you're looking at selling big things like one-offs like big JCB or Caterpillar machines, how do you make sure that you've got repeatable business? And that comes in the form of, sales channels like dealerships or making national contracts with governments or other corporations that always buy Caterpillar or always buy JCB. And so those are good things to make sure you've got sustainability. But when we go through Space Camp, or when you look at the different coaching and different things that you should be doing out there, we really look back and dig into how do we make sure that we're profitable, having the right clients to the door, selling them the right things, and making sure that that's doing well. And that's how we maximize that. Maximize our time, maximize what the clients are getting, and maximizing the right type of clients to the door. Then we're going to grow it. So we've got to figure out, okay, now we've got these clients to the door that are paying us on a regular basis. How do we grow it? How do we make sure that we get to that next phase, that we go, okay, right now we've got 100 clients at this level of profitability. Next year, we want to be at 200 clients at this profitability. What do we have to do? What systems do we have to put in place? What people and resources have to be there to make sure that we have all of these things sat out there for us so that we're growing our profits? And the last one we talked about, once again, was sustainability. So how do we make sure we have the things in place and the people in place that are going to make sure that those clients keep coming back and buying from us? That quality, that reassurance, all the things that happen to make sure that we've got it there. So these are the 3 things that they'll buy from you. They'll buy profits, they'll buy growth, and they'll buy sustainability. What are you doing today that's going to make sure that you have the right type of profits? One of the things, and I'm just give you a tool right here, and this was given to me originally by Steve Moore, my amazing coach, and it really looks at looking at your client and how they work with you, how much money they spend with you, and that PITA factor of how hard are they to work with. You really have to sit back and make sure. And this is where you get to bring in and involve your team. If you can involve your team and you make sure that they are engaged with this process, it's a little bit of my British coming out in me. And it doesn't sound like it, but every once in a while I'll throw in a little British word. But that process really needs to make sure that you've got the right people coming through the door. You're talking to the right people. You're engaging the right people. They're paying you the right amount of money. Guess what? If they're not paying you, then you can get rid of them. You can disengage them. If they're taking up so much time and they're not paying you more than some of the other people, then you can get rid of them. It's okay. Mr. True Gravity is saying, guess what? You can get rid of some clients, and sometimes it feels really, really good. And you don't actually look at it as some of them you'll want to just kick out the door. Some of them you'll say, you know what? I've been dealing with clients since I started. They've been with me since birth. But you know what? If you're not providing the value for them, because they don't understand that you need to raise your prices because they're calling you every stinking day to do something, then you need to start measuring that and getting rid of them. But guess what? You could have a client that's paying you an extraordinary amount of money that never calls you. And guess what they are? They are a flight risk. They're ready. As soon as something happens, if somebody comes in with a cheaper deal and shows them what they're paying you for the level of service, they are gone. So they are not sustainable either. You want to make sure, and this will be a funny little graph that you'll have. And if you want one, you can email me at contact@bartdaltonconsulting.com, and I'll get you a model that you can use. But overall, you want to make sure that the people are paying you a good enough an amount, the right amount, and you're going to be able to measure this about profitability for the amount of time, effort, and focus you are spending on them. Effort, time, and focus are the big things in my book, because that's all we can control, man. You can only control your efforts and how you do them, your focus, who you spend them on, and what direction you're pulling in, and time. So when you can get your focus honed on great clients, you can make sure that you are distributing it to the right people and the right time over that time frame. So got some great stuff coming up. Look out for the interviews coming up. I've got 6 that are just phenomenal. I can't wait. We're going to talk about the language of trust. We're going to talk about making sure that you're doing client interviews to the right level. We're going to make sure that your business is ready to sell. We're going to talk to Timothy Noonan about Someday Rich, which is about retiring in the future. How much money do you need to have, and the fallacies that people have when it comes to finances and money and retirement. But oh my gosh, it's going to be great. Can't wait to see you, talk to you. I've got a face for radio is what I've been told many times. So this is Grow, Sell, and Retire. If you want to engage us more, we'll come out and talk to your sales event. We'll talk to your individuals. We've got a way that you can engage us online, and that's at Space Camp, and that will be sc@bartdaltonconsulting.com. That's Space Camp, SC. And guess what? I've got Mission Control coming up in Madrid. Got all sorts of stuff going on. Love to work with you. Love to talk to you. I want to help you grow, sell, and retire. I've been B.D. Dalton, author of True Gravity and soon to be author of Grow, Sell, and Retire. Looking forward to working with you again soon. Listen out for more tracks coming up.
Thanks for joining us on Grow, Sell, and Retire. For more information, tools, or to book one of our team members to work with your team, business, or to speak at your event or conference, visit bartdaltonconsulting.com or email contact@bartdaltonconsulting.com. Buy the book True Gravity on Amazon. If you want to work for the rest of your life, that is your business. If you don't, that is ours.